is the name of our stream going to be? I don't know.
Didn't we decide on AD&D with accidental death and dismemberment?
Yeah.
Accidental death and dismemberment and frame drop. The Dungeons & Dragons stream that will be doing Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, and this is episode -1.
0.
Well, no,
-1,
we,
not even 0.
Ooh.
Yeah, we have a 0 coming up later, but this is -1. That's how far back we're starting, just to give us a nice, a running start up to the starting line. All right.
This is the pre-prequel.
Okay, and I am going to start now. So, the 4 of you are Flaming Fist soldiers. You work for this mercenary group under the command of Liara Porter. Liara Porter is high up in the Flaming Fist Order, and she's stationed in the jungles of Chult. However, your detachment at Fort Belurian has been sent on a mission to escort Liara Porter along with a small contingent to travel all the way north to Baldur's Gate, where her father is one of 4 dukes of Baldur's Gate. You have not been given a reason why you've been summoned back to Baldur's Gate at this point. Most of the way through the journey, no more than 3 or 4 days away from Baldur's Gate, you stop for supplies in the nation of Am, to the south. You're not welcome in any of the cities because the Flaming Fists are mercenaries, and they're known for brutal tactics. It's at this point, on one particular morning, when Liara looks particularly pensive. She approaches you all and says, "I'm now going to tell you why we've been summoned back to Baldur's Gate."
Tell, Porter.
It's about the gate.
She is Liara Porter is a no-nonsense kind of military commander. She's smart, she's driven, she's not willing to just sit there and rest upon the laurels of having a father who's in charge of Baldur's Gate, where the Flaming Fist really are the law and order for everything. When she approaches you at the camp, she looks off into the distance and says, 10 days ago, there was a catastrophe. The city of Elturel, the capital of the nation of Elturgard, to the east of Baldur's Gate, sometimes our allies, sometimes our friend, has disappeared. There was some type of cataclysm, and the entire city vanished into the earth. Some had reports of hellfire, of chains, of evil. The gigantic glowing orb above the city, known as the Companion, which is the holy light of Elturel, fell dark. It is for this reason we've been summoned. And on the day that Elturel fell, the High Duke, or the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate, Duke Alder Ravengard, was traveling to the city. As you know, he is first in command of the Flaming Fist. But in his disappearance, it means that I have been summoned to take command of the rest of the Flaming Fist's forces. Do you have any questions about the situation?
So, let me get this straight. Is it General Porter, Commandess Porter?
Commander Porter.
Commander Porter. So, the city disappeared, and you were gonna go see why it disappeared? And Ravengard's already gone, correct?
Ravengard has disappeared with the city. To be quite frank, Elturel and the fate of Elturgard is not my concern. My concern is making sure that the Flaming Fist has leadership inside of the city of Baldur's Gate, and that we can keep the city secure from refugees flooding from the remains of Elturgard towards the city gates right now.
Do we expect that we'll be up against any other factions to regain control?
I'll be quite honest.
Within the Flaming Fist?
Within the Flaming Fist, we're a military order. We understand our rank. However, other factions within the city may see this as a power vacuum. For the commander of the Flaming Fist, also being the Grand Duke at the same time, who has also now disappeared, it has political implications for both the rulership of who is going to be the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate, and whether or not the Flaming Fist will continue to play a role in law and order within the city.
Well, we're here to help.
Like, should we be worried about
4 recruits, ready to rock.
Okay.
I took the soldiers that I had, but I trust you all to carry out an important mission. we have a person of interest who you'll be escorting. At this point, she looks beyond the gate, and a small caravan, rides forward. In the lead is a tall man on a horse with black hair wearing leather armor. Behind him is a small wagon with what looks like his personal guards, and 5 figures, each wearing black hoods, bound with their hands behind them, prisoners. The man steps off of the horse, and then greets Liara Porter. Gotta find a way to change pictures better.
Ooh, cool.
Yes.
Sharp clothes, man.
This man, he steps forward, and Liara regards him rather coldly. And she says, "Lord Vanthampur, it's such a surprise to see you so far south away from the city." Lord Vanthampur, also known as Amrik Vanthampur, that's his first name, he turns to regard Liara Porter coldly and says, "Yes, I was in the city of Ethkatla, the capital of Am. I was in the city because, quite frankly, it's easy to do business there when both your coin and you are also welcome in the city." Kind of making a cut at the fact that, really, the Flaming Fist, although they are law and order, they are not particularly welcome in places outside of Baldur's Gate. Liara kind of waves her hands, wanting Amrik to get rid of, or to dispense with the pleasantries. Amrik takes a man, one of the hooded men, and shoves him forward and says, "Speaking of pleasant surprises so far south from the city, you'll never believe who we found." Liara Porter walks up to the man in the hood, rips off his hood, and what you see before you is an old man, bald, kind of bedraggled, his fine green cloak, ruined by dust. On his chest is a symbol of an iron fist, and you know that this is the symbol of Torm. Liara Porter looks in shock and says, This is Thavius Kreeg, the High Overseer of Elturel." Thavius Kreeg is silent, refusing to acknowledge Liara Porter, just kind of looking down with dark eyes. Amrik says, "We found him, running south, alone, just a few days ago, and he was being pursued." Liara Porter looks at you, the recruits, and says, "This man, how could he be so far south, away from Elturel, if he didn't leave before it fell?" Amrik.
He knows what's going on.
Yeah, I would like to know the same.
Mm-hmm.
Being pursued outside of the city before it goes down?
Liara says extremely suspicious, and more importantly, it means that he is probably in danger, and we need to have him in our custody in Baldur's Gate where we can keep him safe and figure out what happened to the city of Elturel. Amrik kind of gestures at his friends and says, "You probably want his friends, too." Thavius Kreeg turns and kind of darkly shakes his head at the word friends, mutters, "They're not my friends." Amrik Vanthampur pushes one of them forward and says, "It's probably in the Flaming Fist's best interest to take these individuals into custody as well." Liara says, "Recruits, what would you do with ruffians that were worthless to us, chasing a target of a high value? What are we to do with these other individuals?"
Execute.
I'll crack my fingers and grab my sword and walk forward. I know what to do.
Bring it out for justice.
You gotta slow that down. You gotta start with like a fingertip, and then maybe like half the finger. We're just not gonna execute.
It just takes too long.
So we question one. Okay, we question one. We leave 3 of them in the hoods. We take 2 hoods off, and we question one of them while one of them gets to watch. And the 3 in the hoods have to listen, and maybe we can get some answers. We'll probably find out while why they were chasing. Because
Just set the mood. Let's kill one of them right off the bat.
Liara kind of
Then
chuckles a little bit and says, "See, Amrik, I have no need for Thavius' extra friends. We can just dispose of them immediately." Amrik sneers, kind of fingering the dagger at his side, and says, "If they were mere ruffians, I would have slit their throats myself. Well, or rather, I would have had one of my men slit their throats themselves. I would have made the order myself, disposed of them, removed them from my presence and your trouble. But these are no mere ordinary ruffians. I believe that they are part of the cult of the Dead Three." Liara shifts uncomfortably
You say.
and says to the recruits, "We've had reports that the cult of the Dead Three have been active in Baldur's Gate, overwhelming the Flaming Fist's ability to keep law and order inside the city. So the fact that the cult of the Dead Three were pursuing the High Overseer of a city that disappeared in hellfire, this is of great interest and importance to us." Amrik says, "I don't think that they were the only ones. If you were the cult of the Dead Three, and there was a high-value target such as Thavius Kreeg, would you only send 4 individuals after them? No. I think the forests and the road north from here, from Am all the way to Baldur's Gate, is filled with these cultists." Liara says, "We have no choice. We stopped to reprovision, but we're having trouble acquiring those provisions from these Am Knights who refuse to sell to us." She turns to all of you, the recruits, and says, "The Red Cutter, our ship. It does not have enough supplies to take our entire contingent north, but unladen, the 4 of you can transport Thavius Kreeg north to Baldur's Gate, and that is your mission. I also give to you the prisoners. You do not have enough supplies to take these men north as well."
I mean, what
With that,
are
with that.
we going to do? Why even load them on the boat, Commander? I mean, seriously. I mean, can't
They're
something out in these
sentenced
woods
for
be-
death. You are traveling through the shark-infested waters of the Sword Coast. There is information to be had, and quite frankly, the fastest way to get that information to my father, Duke Dillard Porter, in Baldur's Gate, is to take these men, interrogate them yourselves, do what you will with them, find out all that you can from both them and Thavius Kreeg. Do you understand my orders?"
Yes,
Yes, sir,
Commander.
Commander.
To give you a sense of exactly how far Baldur's Gate is, it's not far at all for a ship that's traveling rather quickly. No more than 2 or 3 days of sail.
Okay.
I did want to show you this nice, wonderful map that I...
Prisoners off the boat while we're at sea.
Well, we'll question them first. Sorry, snack break.
And if they starve, they starve.
You know.
Worst comes to worst, we've got meat on the way.
More importantly,
Days.
there are sharks that you can feed them for. Not all creatures in this part of the Sword Coast have to starve. So you are here, below Small Teeth, or
it's 2
south of
days.
Small Teeth Pass, and then Baldur's Gate is north of the Cloud Peaks. So you set sail on board the ship known as the Red Cutter.
Yeah.
Red Cutter.
Red Cutter. With the Dead 3 cult members and our buddy shit. Not Phantom 4 or anything. It's not right
Thavius
to name
Kreeg.
that. Thank
It
you.
better be full of rum.
No,
Yeah.
you did not get to resupply with lots of rum. So unfortunately,
Can't even have red rum.
red rum? I'm sure that there's a
Red
way that
rum.
you can supply.
Red rum.
You can make some red
We
rum.
can make that happen.
Yeah, he did mention unladen. We could make it in a couple of days, so it's
Yeah.
like we got nothing. We got just enough. And
Let me
those-
remove these
Those
trees
fuckers
from
are
here.
in articles, so we'll get some answers out of them. Trust me. I mean, you know, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Are you familiar with keel hauling? Everybody has like 50 feet of rope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I just have to ask the question because, Remy, you and Lockman did sail. I've only heard the term keel hauling. I don't know physically what that entails, but perhaps you could educate me during the session.
Awful.
Yeah.
Form of punishment meant to kill the person, but and usually not immediately. It just depended on how, if they didn't kill him the first time, if they would do it again or let him live and die of infection. So, you would bound the person up, and then you would basically drag them under the boat while the ship's sailing, like across the beam, like across the belly, underneath. So they get and naked, or at least with their shirt off, so they get scraped with all the barnacles and all the shit, and then come back up out the other side. And you didn't leave them down there just to fucking drown. I mean, you could just keel haul them, put them under the keel, and leave them there and sail.
This is much worse than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just like waterboarding where the water was the ocean.
No.
That was worse punishment than lashing. That was worse punishment than half rationing. They'd ramp it up. If you wanted to punish somebody, that's what they would do, man. They start small, because then it's a whole mind fuck too. And but keel hauling's nasty. Usually would kill people. That was the idea.
It's usually instant death, and if you don't die, you die later of gangrene.
Well, I hope you have 50 feet of rope so that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. So you're on board the Red Cutter, and Thavius Kreeg, for safety's sake, is also bound as well. However, he doesn't really appear to be struggling. He appears to be extremely silent, kind of eyes cast downwards, very, very dark and worn. His skin pale from both exhaustion and possibly fright. The members of the Cult of the Dead 3, the 4 of them, remain bound, and they haul them out onto the deck in front of you, put them down with their hoods down, and they appear to be completely silent, not even struggling. What would you like to do?
First things first, we should get a look at them, right? See if we can assess their what they're good at. Pick the leader. Yeah.
One at a time.
Hood up on the first one.
Yeah.
Nobody say anything.
No, I want to know why. I want to know why old Thavius Kreeg here seems awfully calm. When he's obviously an intelligent fellow and knows we're taking him to Baldur's Gate to answer. So I want to know why he's awfully calm. And then I want to know why one of these fuckers will get him and find out why they were chasing him. So, I'll go talk to Kreeg.
Okay. Why don't you stick him at the back of the boat, and we'll go to the front of the boat with the 3.
Yeah, we don't want anybody overhearing anything.
Okay.
Okay, so you want Thavius Kreeg at the front of the boat. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
We just want to separate.
Yeah, on one side.
Yeah.
Back or front. We'll just do the other people at the other end.
Alright, so let's put Thavius at the back. He's up on the top, the aft castle. And then one of you is going to be with them. Who's going to be with them?
I'll be with him.
Okay, this is going to be you. Alright. I forgot to introduce player names, but y'all are Flaming Fist Soldiers and y'all look the same to me. So we'll just go ahead and use your real names for now, Remy. And then, so...
I think that's my real name.
You've got the other 4 individuals at the front of at the prow of the ship, yes?
Correct. No, we just split the prisoners.
You want to split the prisoners up too?
No. I mean, they're all kind of prisoners, you know. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Kreeg being a prisoner and the other fuckers being prisoners.
All right. So you've got the 4 prisoners up at the front of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
They're all hooded, right? And as you bring them to the front of the boat and force them back to their knees, they offer no resistance as they just sit there, or they're kneeling there, waiting for you to do whatever it is. Motionless. Not even... It looks like they're barely breathing, right? After the hoods, you see the hoods, you know what a man in fear looks like when they're wearing a burlap sack over their face. Their burlap sack or whatever is going to be... You're going to see their breath quicken if they're in panic, but that is not what you see from these individuals. They look extremely calm.
I would like to take the hood off of the one on the far right.
Yeah. Before we
Get
do
a
that,
look at its face. Yeah.
hold on a second. Which one looks like they are the best dressed, or are they wearing the same thing, or is there any distinguishing features between the four of them that we can pull out?
No. What's strange to you is that it looks like none of them are particularly wearing anything different other than a red frock up on top of chainmail armor. All of these uniforms, they have a symbol of a gigantic black hand on their chest.
Okay. Then proceed.
Let's go mask one of these prisoners.
Yep. Start at one end.
Start at one end and work our way to the other. So
Let's
yeah,
see who
take
they really
the-
are.
yeah. Take the hood off the one on the far right end and give him a look over, like see if he's making eye contact or if he shifts at all.
It's a she, so she is not making eye contact.
Okay.
Name and rank, soldier.
She doesn't speak. She regards you coldly. Her black hair matching her almost black eyes, just no expression on her face. No fear.
Too weak to even talk.
Hammer.
Makes sense.
I suppose you think that speaking to us would be a betrayal of your particular organization? Is that the issue?
No response. Now, this individual is turning to regard each of you as you speak.
Well, let me tell you this. There's only 3 of us at the back of the boat, and I don't like being outnumbered, so by the end of this, one of you's going off the boat. Might as well start talking now.
Or we could use the hammer.
No,
Can I
You didn't say
roll
when they're
intimidation?
gonna go off the boat.
go ahead and roll intimidation.
There you go. There you go.
It is an 18.
Oh, he's intimidating.
So, this cult member kind of takes a deep breath and says, "We are the Cult of the Dead 3.
Why are you after the bald man at the back?
Beer went down the wrong way, sorry. Thavius Kreeg. We have plans for him.
Obvious.
What do you know about the missing city?
It was a city of the light.
What is this connection? What's the connection between him, the city, and you guys?
All cities of the light will fall.
So are you saying that the cult is the one that did that? That brought down the city? Made it disappear?
Our dark power is mighty.
Let's neither confirm or deny.
How good for you. Glad to know you're fighting fit.
What's your name?
I have no name.
Everybody's got a name.
Your name.
Everybody at the group call themselves like culty or what? Somebody's got to have a name in here.
I serve one of the 3.
Which one?
The Black Hand.
The Black Hand. Do we just call you Black Hand?
Make a religion check.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, it's a good religion. It's bad religion. No, 12.
12. So you
Yep.
recognize the Black Hand as a nickname for one of the gods of the Dead 3, but you're not really sure which one. That's not the name of the god, it's just one of the monikers given to the god. Such in the way that, like, for example, Lathander Morning Lord is called the Morning Lord.
Understood.
Okay.
Which one of you 4 is the leader?
Just have deja vu.
So this cultist falls silent again.
Not you then. Bag on her head again.
Yes, thank you. Good.
Yep.
Thank you. Yes, good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, sorry, back on. If we're not interested in talking anymore, then we're done.
Yep. Throw this one off the side.
Instantly?
Which,
Do it.
Yeah. Actually, I'm okay with that. I don't like there being 4 people in front of us.
Yeah, we are outnumbered.
So,
And if she's not going to give us any additional information, then sure, great.
I saw the front of the...
Cut her.
Hold on. I saw that at the front of the boat there was a bunch of anchors, right?
Mm.
oh, tie her down. Throw her
Yeah.
over.
Can we tie her to one of the chains and...
Oh, see, I was just going to cut her hamstrings and her forearm tendons. But that's fine.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
Very specific.
Well, that means she can't swim. If you cut those tendons, she can't swim.
But she might get out of the rope.
That is true. I guess we'll do both.
There's
So
sharks and-
one of the cult members at this point speaks and in a deep voice says, threatening to cut somebody's tendons to throw them into the water. Shark-infested waters, when you can simply just slash their throats. Perhaps she is not afraid.
You guys willing to give it a shot?
Perhaps she's not afraid.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to walk over and the one who talked to him would take his hood off and say, it appears you don't have any fear either.
When you take this individual's hood off, all of a sudden a strange transformation happens. As you pull the hood off, you realize that the size of the individual, as the hood comes off, no longer matches the person that was kneeling, and it's a large, hulking figure who looks up. He's got a half-scarred face, scarred from fire.
Sure.
Ah!
Oh,
Beautiful.
okay. Morthok.
He's a
Vanthempur.
He's a Vanthempur?
Is that his
Oh.
brother?
You recognize
Would
this
we
individual.
would we recognize him? Would we realize that this is Vanthempur's?
Maybe we don't know that yet. Yeah.
You know this one, because the Flaming Fist being based out of the city, you know the politics of the city. You recognize Lord Omric, and so you also recognize his half-brother, Lord Mortlock Vanthempur.
Which half?
He was the one who dropped these guys off to us, wasn't he? I'm sorry, I'm not there. I shouldn't be saying this shit.
But yes, no, that was
Yeah.
like Vanthempur.
That is what I was going to say as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Vanthempur dropped these people off, so he's handed over our half brother to him with the knowledge that we will most likely kill him. So that's exciting.
Yep. We should throw this one over the bridge
So yeah, I guess like taking his hood off would be like, Mortlock, you're not exactly known for fear either, but you are a larger problem. How do we feel about removing this one first?
too. Sounds appropriate.
When you
Well,
say
let
this
me
one,
ask
which one are
first.
you referring to?
Oh, hold on. Before we
Mortlock.
do that, why would your half-brother want you dead in this fashion? Why would he make it our problem and not just kill you himself if that was the goal?
My half-brother does not want me dead. He does not have plans for me. It is my mother, Thalamra, who has plans for me. You recognize the name Thalamra Vanthempur as another Duke of Baldur's Gate. Thalamra the Mother is an older woman who's had 3 husbands and 3 sons from each individual, right? And so you've met Omric and Mortlock at this point. Now, Thalamra is not the High Duke. However, being on the Duke Council, she is potentially one of the individuals that will replace Duke Alder Ravengard as Grand Duke.
Okay. Well, that's if. Yeah, I guess they can't find Ravengard yet. Okay.
Right, so then she's vying for power.
Get people out the way.
So
I'm
how'd you
sure-
get messed up with this rabble?
Mortlock says, This rabble, the Cult of the Dead 3, they are a tool to be used by my mother, Duke Thalamra.
So she's a cult member, huh?
She does not worship the dead gods.
Yeah, but she runs the cult, right? Or directs the cult, so in our eyes, she's a cult member.
He recruits for the cult?
The cult of the Dead Three. Do you know who the Dead Three are? They have no power. They are no longer in this prime material plane, nor the lower planes that they once inhabited. They will no longer interfere with our plans. However, their members are quite useful.
And your plans then involve sinking an entire city into the earth?
Sinking an entire city into the earth? That was not part of our plan. However, sinking this ship is part of our plan. Sinking this ship with no survivors. And at this point, one of the helmsman calls out and says, "Frigate! Off the starboard bow!" I'm not sure that I actually put the frigate on the starboard bow for this one, so we'll just pretend that it's on the starboard bow.
It's okay.
We'll pretend.
Yeah, that sounded great. And I hear the music. It's rad.
That said, my immediate
can always
reaction
put it on the
is
larboard.
to whip out a dagger and slit this guy's throat.
Yep, and mine would be to stab one of these other ones.
Yep. Throw him overboard.
So, as you begin to draw your weapons, this frigate pulls out from behind the rocks, and instantaneously you see its guns fire. Grape shot scatters across the entire deck, and you see multiple deckhands go down. Only your armor that you're wearing as the Flaming Fist actually protects you. However, I am going to go ahead and say that anybody that has an AC less than 15 is going to take 3 points of damage from the grape shot.
Got it.
Anybody take less than 3 points of damage?
Nothing.
Okay.
I just took 3.
So as you move to draw your weapons in the confusion, all of a sudden you notice that all of the cult members of the Flaming Fists, their hands were not bound all that strongly. They immediately break free of their bonds, remove their hoods, and all of them draw weapons. One of them drawing a collapsible spear that instantaneously expands.
Shit, why didn't we search them?
No shit.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake to trust Vanthampur. Clearly.
Alright, I'd like everybody to roll initiative, please. We're gonna go into initiative time now.
I rolled a 5, or do you want to call out?
Probably go like left, right. Like
It doesn't matter, just call them out. I'll do it. Just so we got
Right.
Fenton with a 5.
5.
Alright. Who else we got?
Fenton!
8.
What?
Remy is 8. 8.
Give me just one
Ocho.
second. Remy is Amstel, 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Virginia, Cordelia, 17.
Okay.
Lockman is a 4.
Okay. Alright, Cordelia, you have first action.
I will whip out my short sword to try and do some damage. Does a 21 hit? Oh, there we go. Yes, 21 hits. So,
On who?
Mortlock.
Alright, so how much damage do you do?
6
Okay.
points of damage, and then I'm going to immediately drop back away from the main group so that I have shooting distance.
Alright, we'll pretend for a second that we had the combat order in, like, something that wasn't stupid, like you're gonna throw people off the boat. Now, as you withdraw, however, Mortlock shrugs off the first hit as a minor hit, grabs a beam that's come free, and immediately swipes at you as hard as he can in response. For an opportunity attack, and he hits you for 9 points worth of damage.
I am unconscious.
Bonk.
Okay?
Who else is next? We've got Mortlock taking his actual action.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Mortlock.
What happened in...
Oh no.
Junior's gone into...
What?
It was rad. I was all like...
It was beautiful.
Shit.
Can you hear me?
He's coming back. He's coming back.
Yeah,
I know,
you're back.
Yeah.
Right now.
I'll put on the music again. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, Junie, I don't know if you're using your headphone mic either, man. I think you might be using something else in front of you, because when you... Well, I don't know. You ducked away and it went weird. That might have been because it was dangling away. I don't know. Just feedback on the mic situation. Sorry. Go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, how
No,
about
I heard
now?
that too when you got up.
All right.
When you went over to do the models, it was hard to hear, is what it
Oh,
was.
yeah, my mic is like right here, so sorry. I'll try to keep that in mind.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Mortlock immediately turns around and takes 2 swings with his great club. One of them hits Amstel for 9 points worth of damage.
I thought I was hanging out over with homeboy on the back of the ship.
Sorry, not Amstel.
Amstel.
Fenton takes 9 points of damage.
Oh.
He is 18. Ow!
The Fists of Bane immediately turn around, and each of them make their individual strikes. However, both of their strikes are clumsy and miss you. The spear wielder makes a spinning attack and takes a stab and also misses, but he commands and he points over at points over at one of the other Bane cultists and motions for him to start moving. This individual takes off, pushes past you. You may make an attack of opportunity. You make an attack of opportunity.
Me?
Who was...
Sorry, Polly.
The southern one.
Polly.
Polly's making an attack of opportunity. 22 to hit.
That is a hit.
Nice.
How much?
Pretty sure.
4 points. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Slash with the hammer.
Alright, so you slash into this cultist, but they shrug off the hit, and they're making for the back of the boat right now. Alright, so we're at Amstel. It's your turn.
Okay, so I'm sure I cannot ignore this commotion going on. So I'm gonna grab Kreeg next to me and be like, intimidate him and say, "Looks like we're doing this the hard way. Sit down over there and get your ass on the deck right now." And I rolled a 14, trying to
He
intimidate.
offers no resistance as he takes cover where he can in the debris as the other ship
and
begins
then,
to move closer.
Okay, I guess that's. And then I wanted to just ready myself for this fucker coming at me.
Alright, so you're readying... Well, you took the action
Yeah.
for intimidation, so...
So okay, yeah. So done.
Alright, Fenton, you're up.
Does our ship have any munitions or anything like that?
Your crew is now dead. It had some guns below deck.
Do I think that I could man those if I got down below deck to fend off the other ship?
You're not a sailor. You could try, but it would be a disadvantage.
Dude, you need
Yeah.
2 or 3 people to run a cannon, dude.
Okay.
The sailor has spoken that you need more than one individual to run a cannon.
You need 3 people and a powder monkey.
And you powder monkey, man. Yeah. So, yeah.
What about the person who manages the cannonballs as they sit on the brass monkey?
There we go.
I'll say, gotta protect the prisoner.
But you put your left leg down, your right leg up, and tilt your head back and finish the cup. Everybody knows, you know.
And I'll run off after the one that went towards the prisoner.
Disengage or no disengage?
I don't think I'm going to be able to catch him, so no disengage, or disengage rather. I
Alright,
will disengage.
so I'll put you at the same. I'll put you at the same distance as the individual who's running.
Can I
Okay.
use second wind right now?
Go ahead.
Oh, is that heal you? Second one?
Yeah.
That's right. I think that is a bonus action. Isn't it? Sure is. Cool. Roll good, dude.
I showed you at full hit points. Did I
That's
not
okay.
remove your health?
You did not, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm removing it on my side as well, so.
Okay. So then next we've got Polly Leafgrain.
I'm this one standing lower.
Yes.
At the
I got,
back, right?
I healed for 7, by the way.
Good job. I am gonna step forward and swing at this prisoner before they try to get off of the deck here.
Which one?
This one that's closest to me.
Give me just 1 second.
The one
It looks
that's
like
in
I'm
the
not
center of the
transitioning
boat?
to cinematic view. So you're moving here.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Great.
Yep.
Great.
I moved there and I hit for a 7.
Okay. You dive at the individual that in question, chasing after her, and she's oblivious to where your strike is going. Since this person is running and also not paying attention to you, I'll go ahead and let you roll with advantage, so roll a second roll.
12.
That is not enough to hit. The scale armor that she's wearing deflects your blade. Okay, so Cordelia unfortunately is down. Mortlock rampages down the boat, making for Thavius Kreeg as fast as it can, as do all of the cultists of Bane.
Oh no!
However, this individual that does run towards, away from the two of you, both of you can make an attack of opportunity.
Yes, opportunity attack.
Yeah.
19 to hit,
Yep.
Yeah.
and 11 damage.
Okay, and then?
5 damage.
This individual falls forward in a pool of blood as you chase them, and they fall over as your blades pierce her side, and she's unable to continue towards Thavius Kreeg. Alright, so she's dead, and we'll go ahead and say your actions now. Amstel, what are you doing?
So I see, who's closest to me? Mortlock? Is he the closest enemy to me? I want to ready myself so that when one of them comes to me, I'm like ready to take a swing at him, and with my long sword.
Okay.
Whoever's closest, whoever I can judge that's coming, who's gonna arrive at me soon. Sooner.
Alright.
And then so yeah, I'll
Fenton, you're up.
wait for the.
I'm going to run towards the back of the cultist group, and whoever's and I'll go after that guy.
Okay.
The spear, was that the iron
Yes.
console?
Yep. This Iron Console, 16 to hit.
It is a 17
That's cool. I like how you took the
for
attack.
9 damage.
Oops. Alright,
I was looking
9
at
damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, and then, Polly, you're up.
Holly, do
I
you-
am I'm off the screen here, right? I'm gonna come run. I'm gonna. Ooh, can I run up to? Ooh,
He's not running
Mortlock.
that much. Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought you were frozen. All right. So you're running to Mortlock. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me get that bastard. Take a swing at him. With my mighty hammer, I swing for a 12.
That's enough to hit.
Yeah,
All right.
that's right on the money bit.
5 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay.
The hammer splats into his shoulder blade.
All right. So, once again, you score a minor hit, and this gigantic brute almost seems to ignore you. He turns, along with the rest of the crew, towards the other boat, which is pulling up, and at this point, you see them do something strange. He kind of motions to them and says, "Cover!" They all dive down, and another volley of fire comes in at this point. Some of it is grape shot, but what you also notice at this point is that harpoons with ropes, in other words, lashes are being flying across and spearing into the side of your ship, and you feel the entire ship lurch as they begin hauling your ship towards theirs. I want everybody to make a dex saving throw, please.
May I use acrobatics? Is that okay?
No, that's not acrobatics. Acrobatics is trying to do like a backflip. That's trying to lift something heavy. Neither these are dex checks. Neither of these things apply. I want a dex saving throw. Anything below a 14, or anything below a 14, take 3 points of damage.
Okay, because I was reading the description of acrobatics, and it says, or balance or stay upright on a rocking ship's deck. But I'm not going to argue.
No. This is not from falling. This is to dodge the grape shot that's coming into the deck.
Awesome. Gotcha. 13.
I mean, if you were like, Jet Li, maybe you do some like kung fu flip to avoid the shots, or
not read
level
my
one, level 1 Jet Li.
Level 1 Jet Li is very powerful. But anyway,
he is the one,
or the one. So the cult of the Dead Three have taken cover and are getting up again. However, the rest of you can go ahead and take your action at this point. Amstel, you're up.
I'm up. Okay, I'm going to move and strike Mortlock. I hit him with a 13 for 6 points of damage. Oh, sorry, with a 16 with 6 points of damage.
Gotcha.
My long sword.
Fenton.
I will rotate over to the other flaming fist, or not the other flaming fist, the other fist of Bane, and go for a strike on them, noticing that they're weaker.
Okay.
A 14 to hit.
Okay. Nope. Got to be 18 or higher. And then Polly.
I swing my hammer around again at Mortlock and hit him right on the elbow for 4 points of damage.
Gotcha.
I just want to point out
He makes one of his elbows really tingly.
My AC is 1 point higher in your app than it is than it actually is.
All right.
Mine is as well. Mine is as well.
I'm probably calculating it wrong. There's like a... Unfortunately, I have to... It doesn't export the AC. It just gives you this gigantic 500 kilobyte JSON structure that you have to calculate the AC from yourself. I love it.
Good.
Yeah.
Not
Good.
criticizing anything. I just pointed out because I know we're doing testing shit. So
Who wanted to
Here's a
parse
JSON
metadata?
blob.
Apparently,
Hope you
I
like
wanted to
that.
parse metadata.
I was gonna say, how are you feeling about this hobby now?
right? I love it.
This hobby, which is exactly like work. Oh, I'm missing a light even. There we go. All right.
You can write some more YAML, it'll be fine. And
We're all going to die.
Okay. We're at the top of the order, right? But Mortlock and the rest of the cults of Bane, they turn their attention towards the ropes, and at this point you see people crawling across the ropes towards your ship, and they yank 2 individuals on board the ship.
Shit.
There's only supposed to be 2 of them, so I'll just make 2 of them. But 2 individuals wearing black robes, carrying knives. And you recognize these possibly not as seafaring, but also other cultists as well. They join the frame.
Like cool,
Ritual.
like
Yeah.
curvy
Yeah,
knives.
Kirby knife, kind of shit.
Hold on, let me show you this curvy knife shit. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, it is the
Yeah.
curvy knives.
Swiggly knives of the night.
Swallower knife. Yeah.
So these
I'm gonna call
individuals,
them squiggly
one of them turns towards you, and you can see an emblem on a chain, and it is an emblem of a skull surrounded by teardrops, and you recognize this as the symbol of one of the dead three, one of the gods known as Baal.
Oh, fun. He's a good one.
He is
We
also
got the
known
black hand.
as the Lord of Murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ball's a fun one, you know. So we got the
They're just
black
a bunch of
hand
crows.
guys. The skull. I wonder who the third ones are. I had no religion.
This is going well.
I don't have anything to pick you back up with, or else I'd be back there.
Nobody has any healing potions. I'm at this point. Every time it's my turn, I roll another death saving throw, and I'm waiting to see whether or not I croak or if I stabilize in unconsciousness, just for the hell of it.
Did anybody go shopping and buy anything? I didn't buy anything.
Well,
I got some dice. I got some dice. Will that help you?
Amstel, you're up.
Roll for it.
I'm gonna. Sorry, I didn't realize that was up. I was following that. Let me roll my action. I had that done. I'm gonna strike at. I hit him for. Want to do the slashing damage? Hit him for 7 points of damage. I hit Mortlock for 7 points of damage
Okay.
with my long sword.
All right.
Since you wouldn't let me have a great axe. Jeez.
Okay, and then the two Nightblades, they pounce on you, stabbing into session at both Polly and Fenton. Their blades do not pass through your armor, but you can definitely feel the curved blades trying to find their way through any sort of gap inside of the armor. And you recognize that their techniques, they understand exactly what they're doing in terms of not just stabbing blindly, but they know how to find your weak spots. There's good reason, because Baal is known as the Lord of Murder, and you recognize these individuals as a cult of assassins.
I like the little link to them and the iconic app. That's kind of cool. I mean, I probably don't think I'm not looking at that, but I just clicked on it. It was neat. Sorry.
Fenton?
Can I try and grapple one of these Fists of Bane and throw them off the boat?
Sure, go ahead and make an opposed strength check, please.
13.
Is that with your bonus?
Yes, it is.
Let me check my stat block real quick. Apologies.
Off the boat. Well, I'm gonna set this fucking boat on fire then. Fuck it.
Honestly,
Yep.
No,
Okay.
this individual, this cultist, turns around and she's much stronger than you are. Then you seem to recall
You're so strong!
in your past that Bane, also known as the Cruel Tyrant, this lord of the Dead Three, is actually usually worshipped by mercenaries and other types of martial types, particularly by the black network of mercenaries known as the Zentrim. So no, you are not able to overpower this cultist of Bane. Okay.
I should have thrown the other one!
Polly.
I'm gonna take another swing at Mortlock. I think he needs it. And this is 16 hit.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Once again, I swing for his other elbow and hit him for 6 points.
At this point, Mortlock is tired of you chopping at his elbows, right? And he takes a great swing at you with his gigantic club.
smashes into your body, and you take 9 points of damage.
Oh,
And I will take that off for you. And then the fist of the remaining fist of Bane turns to who was behind him? That was I think that was Fenton, right? Yes.
Yes, I'm in between the. Yep.
All right, your shield is able to parry her mace, but the Iron Consul attacks next, stabbing with his spear.
Oh no!
You're also able to parry it, and he turns and whispers another order to the Fist of Bane, who makes yet another attack, and also misses this time. Amstel, you're up. Amstel?
Light it on fire.
I am. I'm rolling. Sorry, for a minute. Ooh. Dirty 20. I don't know. My app's acting really weird. Sorry. For 9 points of damage on Mortlock.
Copy. Okay. The cultist of the cultist of Baal strike next. One of them hits Fenton for 4 points of damage. You begin bleeding profusely.
Oh.
Bleeding damage. Wonderful. Hey, you know, it looks like it's really cold and peaceful. And
Fenton, you're up.
So, you got that looking.
Well, if he's going to do that, I'm going to try throwing him overboard.
Okay.
More of these people are going over the board, or over the ship's edge.
I don't know why we made it up, man. This shit is throwing him off.
Oh, that's a nat 1. It's me. I'm the one going overboard.
You know,
Now, we did say that in Descent to Avernus, there is no such thing as critical success on ability checks, but there is such a thing as critical failure. So, you are pitched overboard. Make his dex saving throw, please.
Oh, no, dude.
That is a 7.
You grab for one of the ropes that is lashed into the side of the ship, and you're barely able to grab on, right, to something, but you realize that what you've grabbed onto is extremely sharp. It is the barbed harpoon sticking into the side of the ship. It slices into your fingers, and you lose your grip as you fall into the ocean, right? You land with a hard smack against the water, with the water rushing into your armor, your bloody hand bleeding a cloud of red into the water, and then you'll realize that you're surrounded by sharks.
I very quickly stick my arms in my armor like a little turtle.
Okay, I'll allow you that bonus action, but we're gonna go ahead and say that you're out of combat. And then Polly Leafgrain, you're up.
Yep, I wanna
City today, Polly.
Tired of hitting Mortlock, I'm gonna turn around and hit this Nightblade.
Okay. 12 to hit.
And I hit him for 8 points of damage.
Nice hit.
Your strike shatters his frail frame through his robes. You realize that this individual who's built for stealth is not wearing a whole lot of armor, preferring to attack from the shadows, and you do have them at a disadvantage. So this Nightblade is severely wounded. Mortlock acts next. Mortlock turns his attention to Amstel.
Bring it, buddy.
And actually, this time, on his second swing, you're able to parry it and knock the club into the water. And he has nothing but his hands to defend him at this point. So the Fists of Bane, or the remaining Fist of Bane, and the Iron Consul, they turn their attention to Polly.
You can do it, Polly.
Standing strong.
Only 5 of them.
And one of them, on the command of the second of the Iron Consul, manages to hit you for 6 points of damage, Polly. I think you go down.
Way down on the deck.
Alright.
6 points of damage. Oh man. I am dead.
Amstel, you're up.
Join the club.
Say, hey guys, I think we've been set up.
Yeah, I took another swing. My long sword, dirty 20 with 6 points of damage on Mortlock. It's dead. I don't think I'm going to
Fuck
take
you,
him down, though,
Mortlock.
damn it.
No.
I'm gonna take
The remaining Nightblades
You could have taken
close
down a Nightblade.
on Thavius Kreeg,
yeah.
and you notice out of the corner of your eye that he almost offers no resistance, understanding what's happening, as they take him, right? And one of them rips his signet finger off of his hand, walks over to one of you, tears away your armor, and slaps it onto your finger, and then takes a large machete and chops off your head and casts it into the ocean.
Wasn't me.
You're already in the ocean.
Nice decapitation.
That's right.
Mortlock,
That's fine.
And it
Without
wasn't,
having-
it wasn't me because they didn't want my boobs.
Mortlock, without his great club, lunges forward and grabs Amstel and begins trying to lift you up. Roll a strength check, please.
Fuck yeah, bring this motherfucker. Come on, come on. Ooh, another dirty 20, man. Yeah.
I also have a dirty 20. Do it again.
Oh shit,
Oh.
we need to do it again. We do it again. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, fuck. Nat 1. Plus 3 is a 4.
I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna go fishing for sharks.
Mortlock picks you up, and you struggle as he smashes your helmed head repeatedly against the railing until you are seeing stars. Right, he rips off your helmet, stares at you, and says, "And now another failure for the Flaming Fist. Another failure for Duke Thaloma to mark against you. Another failure to protect the city. And most importantly, you've allowed Thavius Kreeg to die at sea, lost in the dark waters of the Sword Coast." However, as he smashes you and you begin to lose consciousness, he throws you up against the hull of the ship. Thavius Kreeg steps forward and walks up to Mortlock, almost unafraid. Mortlock puts a strong arm around him and lifts him, and grabs onto one of the harpoons, as one of the other cultists of Baal cuts the rope, and you see him swing back across to the other ship with Thavius Kreeg in his arm just as you lose consciousness. All of the other members flee the ship, crossing the rope back to the other ship. At this point, you're able to peer up over the ledge of the railing, and you notice that the guns once again are loaded to bear, and the last thing you see is a fiery burst of iron flying towards you, the sound of splintering wood. Everything cracking and burning and falling as the ship sinks into the ocean with you on board.
Oh, Tempest gods, take me to your...
And thus ends episode -1.
Yeah?
The title of the episode, The Last Voyage of the Red Cutter.
Of the red curtain.
Or, oh fuck,
We've
I'm
been
really weak.
had.
Ah.
Well then,